All right, let's start with the loud salawat. Ma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So we'll begin tonight's program with a recitation of the Holy Quran. Brother Zain Nakwi. Salawat Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيه بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر اللهم صل على
Thank you for that recitation. Taki, you'll be reciting salam today, right? So now I invite Taki to recite salam. Salawat Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
پتھر ہٹا کے لاش سے زینب نے دی صدا کیا تم میرے حسین ہو پتھر ہٹا کے لاش سے زینب نے دی صدا کیا تم میرے حسین ہو کیسے پڑے ہیں جسم کے ٹکڑے جدا جدا کیا تم میرے حسین ہو ہائے ہائے میرے غریب کا کیا حال کر دیا گھوڑوں سے لاش دشت میں پامال کر دیا پہچانوں کس طرح سے بدن سے ہے سر جدا کیا تم میرے حسین ہو پہچان لوں گی میں تمہیں آواز مجھ کو دو دم توڑتے ہو دیکھا ہے کڑیل جوان کو آنکھوں میں اب بہن کی اجالا نہیں رہا کیا تم میرے حسین ہو پہچاننا تمہارے لیے بھی کٹھن ہوا دیکھا ہے پہلی بار جو زینب کو بے ردا آتی ہے شرم جلد بتا دو مجھے ذرا کیا تم میرے حسین ہو کرتا رہا ہے ذبح کی کوشش کہاں کہاں خنجر پہ ہے کٹی ہوئی گردن پہ بھی نشان کاٹا ہے کس طرح سے ستم گر نے گلا کیا تم میرے حسین ہو کیا لے گئے ہیں لوٹ کے سب کچھ یہ اشکیاں تن پر بچا ہے ماں کا یہ کرتا سلا ہوا نکلے تھے جب خیام سے یہ حال تو نہ تھا کیا تم میرے حسین ہو پتھر ہٹا کے لاش سے زینب نے دی صدا کیا تم میرے حسین ہو. صلوات.
Again, let's start with the salawat again. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So today's the final night of Maulana's presentation. So let me ask for Taqi Taha to recite Marcia. Okay, salawat. Allahumma salli ala. You want to do it here? Or?
Please recite Surah Fatiha.
نہر پہ حضرت عباس کے لاشے کے قریب، نہر پہ حضرت عباس کے لاشے کے قریب ایک بہن خستہ تنو کشتہ جگر خفتہ نصیب بے نوا بے کسو بے پردہ لاچار غریب، لیکن اس پر بھی محمد کے گھرانے کی نقیب، زرد چہرے پہ ہے بکھرے ہوئے بالوں کی نقاب، جیسے جزدان میں لپٹی ہوئی اسماء کی کتاب، جیسے جزدان میں لپٹی ہوئی اسماء کی کتاب، جا بجا جسم پہ ہیں خون کے دھبوں کی نشان، جیسے پیری میں اٹھائی ہو کوئی لاش جوان، ورم آنکھوں میں کمر خم ہے تو خاموش زباں، ضبط کا پھر بھی یہ عالم ہے کہ گریان افغاں، کون بی بی ہے جو اس طرح سے جاں کھوتی ہے، جس طرح لاش پہ بھائی کے بہن روتی ہے، جس طرح لاش پہ بھائی کے بہن روتی ہے، مہدیت کا ہے یہ عالم ہے کہ نظر ہٹتی نہیں، چومتی ہے کبھی شان تو کبھی جو کہ جبیں، کبھی تھراتا ہے لاشا کبھی مقتل کی زمین، خوف ہے عرش الہی نہ الٹ جائے کہیں، لاش عباس پہ یہ دختر حیدر تو نہیں، دیکھیے دیکھیے یہ زینب مضطر تو نہیں، دیکھیے دیکھیے ये ज़ैनबे मुज़तर तो नहीं, रो के कहती है उठो साहिबे शमशीर उठो, हैदर असर उठो, वक्त के शबीर उठो, आले अतहार के सोई हुई तकदीर उठो, काट दो आबिदे दिलगीर की जंजीर उठो, आग ही आग है भड़की हुई खैमों में तमाम, छिन गई सर से रिदा जाती हूँ मैं सूए शाम, छिन गई सर से रिदा जाती हूँ मैं सूए शाम, मेरे अब्बास क़यामत है बपा तेरे बाद, लुट के बर्बाद हुई आले अबा तेरे बाद, मिट गई रस्में वफा जाने वफा तेरे बाद, खाक दुनिया में है जीने का मज़ा तेरे बाद, लेके राडो को यतीमों को किधर जाए बहन, मेरे अब्बास दुआ मांगो के मर जाए बहन, मेरे अब्बास दुआ मांगो के मर जाए बहन, नहर पे हजरते सलवात।
Wanted to spend some time in appreciating the folks and the individuals who have contributed to making this program possible. I began this lecture series with an introduction to the Shah-E-Najaf Youth Group, which was formerly established just a few months before Muharram. There's some individuals I want to thank for making much of this possible. They were here, they were dedicated their time. Again, these are youth. The idea was to get them engaged, get them taking ownership of the different programs that we, and how to conduct those programs. And the hope is for them to then continue that work. So I'd like to thank Brother Ali Naqvi for making sure we had folks available for recitation on different days, also leading the Marsiya on some nights. Brother Taha Naqvi, who's not here right now, but he was also here for making arrangements, vacuuming, making sure Maulana had water when he was reading. Also Fazal, he did in the beginning the setup here. Also, he recently went to Iran and he purchased some items that he thought would be good to sell to help fund the initiatives that the youth group would conduct. Alongside that, his brother Muhammad. I also have Ali Raza Hassan, who you haven't seen him here, but he was engaged outside because his work with Tabarruk and everything else that was being done. That also includes Zain Taqvi, Mehdi Qasim, he's not here. Also have other people here. Let me just list them out real quick. Mehdi Naqvi Murtaza, the sisters also, Tahreen, Ali and Maryam Naqvi, and Syed Naqvi as well. And there are definitely other people who I haven't listed, who I may have forgotten, but they definitely, behind the scenes, were very important in conducting, building the momentum for this program, but also initially I would say, being that catalyst that we needed to create and develop this youth group. Alhamdulillah, we pray for them to continue this work. This is just the first of many years to come, inshallah. So let's have a loud salawat. Muhammad. Also, Maulana, we have to formally thank you as well. You spent this is your 11th night with us. We didn't do a proper introduction, or I would say, describing or introducing you, because last year you were here and we benefited from your lectures, and this year, we thought we should continue that series. So it was our honor to have your presence with us. Alhamdulillah, we had some really good feedback, a lot of knowledge and wisdom that you had parted with us, and your lightning words were very beneficial. Inshallah, you accept us. Any shortcomings that we may have had, please forgive us. And anything we did positive, we give that to Allah. It was His wish. So today is the 11th night. Oftentimes, it's considered the aftermath of Karbala. Some people say that it was this event after Karbala, which is the real Karbala. So let me begin with, as you've noticed, I've been reading poetry in English, hoping to encourage the brothers and sisters to kind of write their own and maybe even recite in the future programs. So let's begin. In the aftermath of Karbala's sorrowful night, where the moon wept and the stars lost their light, the tents of Hussein once stood so proud, now lay in ashes, the flames so loud. The women wept, their hearts torn apart. Their cries filled the air as mournful art. Their veil of strength now soaked in tears. Amidst the chaos they faced their fears. Captured and abused, the innocent souls, the children and the women, a tragic toll, forced to walk a path of endless pain, from Karbala to Kufa, then Syria's chain. Yet the face of Yazid, the tyrant's glee, Zainab, so tall, unbowed was she. When asked of the horror she had seen, she spoke with grace, her spirit serene. I saw nothing but beauty in that land, a majestic truth, a noble stand. My beloved Hussein, with his head held high, in the face of oppression he chose to defy. I saw Ali Akbar like a shining star, Qasim's bravery through his youth so far. My heart swelled with pride, my soul embraced their sacrifice. In the name of truth they faced. I saw Sakina with her head held high, her innocence stolen, yet she didn't cry. Her faith unwavering, her spirit unbroken. Amidst the darkness, her light still spoken. Though the flames devoured and the chains bound tight, the spirit of Karbala shone with sacred light. In the face of cruelty, they remained composed, their strength and resilience a story imposed. For the tragedy of Karbala lives on in the hearts of believers, the pain not gone. The legacy of Hussein, a beacon of love, a reminder of sacrifice from the heavens above. So let us remember this reverence and care. The heroes of Karbala, their courage so rare, and in the face of darkness, their light guide, for in their sacrifice truth will forever abide. So now invite Maulana to the member with a loud salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين أما بعد فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في محكم كتابه المبين وقوله الحق أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية فادخلي في عبادي وادخلي جنتي صلوات. I won't follow the footsteps of Brother Ali here. I wouldn't thank you because I'm not in the position of thanking anyone who has done anything for this majlis. Why? Because I cannot thank on the behalf of Imam Hussein or be Fatima Zahra Salamullah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Each and everything which Brother Ali mentioned is done, especially from our youth with a pure heart and just for the love of Imam Hussein and be Fatima Zahra. I cannot thank and I cannot even think that how is she gonna reward you. Inshallah, expect a lot of great things in your life after this. Anybody who has done anything from, just putting one small alam, a banner, a small verse, or anything, inshallah, will be accepted by Bi Fatima Zahra Salamullah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. It's gonna pave the way for you to build a relationship with Imam alayhi salam. As long as they thank to me concern, it's my wajib, which I was doing. When I'm wearing clothes like this and I'm coming from Qum, it's a wajib thing for me to do. If I'm reading namaz and somebody, well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is like this, but if I'm reading namaz, wajib namaz, it's a wajib on me to do these things. Although I appreciate your words, brother, but for me there is no gunjaish, there is no place to thank me. For me it was a wajib. After saying that, Brother Ali told me that mashallah, the youth is gathering here. I don't want to alarm anyone. Gathering in a nice way and the right way. Right? So what happens usually in the centers is this, that we have kind of like two dichotomies, right? Two different groups. The youth is always saying that, okay, these big people, they never let us do anything. They want, they have their own concerns. And the elders, they say that you don't do anything. They don't clean the house, the table, clean the farshaza or anything like this. But mashallah, Brother Ali said that. And I saw that people were vacuuming after majlis, right? And things like this. So alhamdulillah, that's a good mix and match of this center and all the centers and all the masajid in this specific area of, I wouldn't say the word I usually say because I'm going to get in trouble, a place where we are in minority, right? We have to help each other, brothers. Only we are here to help each other. Nobody else is going to help us. And then we have to grow. So we have to talk about the unity between Muslims, and before that we have to talk about the unity between Mu'mineen as well. I was just listening to, it's a strange thing, I was just listening to Jawad Amili's lecture, and I think it's a lecture for this Muharram, and he was emphasizing on this, that as Shias, as the followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, we need to know where our red line is. I'm kind of like paraphrasing here. Where our red line is. Not anyone who is coming and kind of refuting me or saying that, okay, what I'm doing is not right or wrong. Any small dispute shouldn't be a big dispute amongst us. We shouldn't ask other people to just go away because they are not listening or they are not thinking or they are not doing the things the way we want it to be done. Even if you are 100% sure, and a lot of brothers I have seen that they're 100% sure what they're doing, and as a matter of fact, what they're doing is 100% right. But maybe some other person, some other Shia, some other Muslim is gonna come and say, okay, you know what? This shouldn't be done like this way. I shouldn't be encouraged or inclined to label people. I think I mentioned it before, but it is kind of like a emphasis here because tonight I'm going to say Khuda Hafiz to you. I'm in the town though, if anybody wants to invite me though. I'm just kidding. Or we can go outside. Please recite salawat. So I'm here in the town, but as a majlis, as far as the majlis is concerned, I wouldn't be able to attend the other majalis because I wouldn't be here. So inshallah, I'll try, if I can, I'll try to attend the other majalis here. But the thing is that we need to have this thing after passing these 10 days, and especially the Ashura yesterday. Imam Hussein, when he was fighting with the vicious enemy till the end, and you probably have done and heard a lot of good majalis and a lot of good masaib, the pure and the right masaib, that Imam was asking everyone from the Lashkar of Amr Saad to come and join him. They said when he was saying Hal min Nasirin Yansuruna, it's not like help and come and help me physically. There's some riwayat about, if you go to Mafati, that there's a riwayat, let's say, from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, please recite salawat. Read this dua, or read this specific namaz, or do this specific amal on those specific nights or days or times, and by doing that, help me out. This is how the riwayah says, that Rasulullah is asking us to do this specific namaz, and when you do this specific namaz, it's going to help Rasulullah out. In what sense? In the sense that Rasulullah came here, like we were talking about, right? And Imam alayhi salam came here to take our hand and take us towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So let's say if I am falling in a kind of a pit and somebody is helping me out, he's going to grab my hand and try to pull me out. But if I'm kind of a loath and I'm not doing anything, I'm not moving my feet, I'm not trying to, get up there out of this pit, I'll be harming his efforts. I have to make some efforts actively so he can help me out. So this is this kind of help which Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is asking in these places. You can connect this to Hal min Nasirin Yansuruna as well. Imam started something, actually he continued something which was present from the beginning of the day, by the birth of Hazrat Adam, when there was a dichotomy, when there was an insan, when there was a Khalifatullah, and when there's a person who is not listening to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So two ways were there from the beginning. If I follow the way of Allah, then I am helping Imam alayhi salam, Hazrat Adam, Hazrat Nuh, Hazrat Ibrahim, all the Anbiya, and then all the Imams. That could be another interpretation of Hal min Nasirin Yansuruna. Imam knew that he's going to go and get killed. In few minutes probably, they're going to come to his tents. But this nusrat, this help, is something else. Keeping this in my mind, I had this, like brother said, that I was trying to kind of link what we were discussing last year to the discussion we're supposed to have here. I don't know how much I was able to link it together. The last year's lectures were about Insan Shanasi, or anthropology, Islamic anthropology. And on basis of that, I was trying to explain this. I don't know how much I did. That when you build on that Islamic basis of Insan Shanasi or anthropology, how do you build yourself as an Insan and Khalifatullah? Insan in the title of Khalifatullah, or vicegerent of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or a being who can reflect the characteristics of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And to make this effort, we actually started from really, really lower level to make a connection between Takween and Tashri. Please recite salawat so we can enter to this discussion. Today will be, I'm not going to give you a new thing, so it's all repetition and the summary of what we did. So inshallah, please don't be like, scared right now. We started from this, that what is the make and model, the organic make and model of Insan is. That is called Takween, like how we're kind of pushed into this world. I'll use these words, because it was not in our ikhtiyar. I didn't choose to come in this world, right? I went to a place to tabligh, and the question of this brother was this, that Maulana, I didn't choose anything. I didn't want to be born in this world. I didn't want anything. I didn't want to go to those big levels and go like past, angels and this and that. The question and the doubt is kind of valid, and not valid but strong. We don't have ikhtiyar. We don't have, when we are born in this world, nobody asked us if we want to be born here or not. But if I believe in a Hakim Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a being who is really, really intelligent, who has created me, I would know that I had this potential, or I have this potential to be born in this world and pass all these levels to get past the angels and get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This brother was not aware of this fact. Maybe because of, sometimes you have problems, sometimes you didn't study yourself that well, right? Sometimes we study something, but we don't study it right. So we come to the conclusion which is totally opposite to what reality is. When I'm in this world, I have to have this belief that the Hakim Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has brought me here because I have this potential to go into this path, to embark in this journey of getting close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It was just kind of a side note. So we started from that thing, that the takween, the organic, or the thing which is kind of related to Genesis. They're related to Genesis in the way, this is a translation of takween. To explain takween is this, that something like all these material things which are around us, right? The world, the sun, the universe, all these are the takween of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Takween came from kaun wa makan, like the time and space. The things which are created in time and space are known as takween. We are created in the time and space. We need space, we need time. There was a time when I was a clay, when I was an element and an inorganic and non-living thing. Allah Ta'ala has created me from that. This is the summary which we discussed, because even in Slido, they have these questions and suggestion that I repeat these things, and today is the last day. And with that, inshallah, I'm going to make a conclusion. But we need to know this sayr, this journey, this walking, that how did we start it. So from that, I became a being which is just growing inside the mother's womb, not moving at all, the vegetative state. Then I came into this world and I started moving my legs and hand and my mouth, and I actually started walking as well. This is my animalistic state. After that, I knew that what the world is, what is the kind of the reality of the world is. More than anything else, I knew that what is right and wrong on the universal level, the universal right and wrong. Like, telling lie is wrong, telling the truth is the right thing to do. This is a universal truth. These universal rights and wrongs were registered in my mind, and at that time I called myself an intelligent being, or in the istilah, in the terminology of falsafa, I'm havan and natiq. Havan means animal, natiq means intelligent. An animal who has intellect, or an animal who can use his hands to make things, not four limbs, right? So this is kind of a scientific and philosophical, different kind of philosophical interpretation of insan. But we know that only this intelligent being is not enough to be insan whom Allah Ta'ala has instilled his ruh in. If it's really hard, please recite salawat. But if you can understand a little bit of it, please recite another salawat. Oh man, this one is not louder, so nobody understood anything. So the takween, see this process of me, just to summarize in one word, me being a non-living thing to an intelligent being is being done by Allah Ta'ala's takween, takweenan, Allah Ta'ala's plan for me, or for any other human being in this room. I didn't choose not to have intellect. I didn't choose not to move my arms. They were all done because they were important for my survival. But from that point, when I became the intelligent being, I had the choice. And the choice is this: should I continue this path towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or I go back and get entangled to my previous states, or get sucked by these animalistic desires, or just interpret my being as just an animal who can talk, right? At that time, I had the ikhtiyar. I had the option. Some of them thought that going towards Allah is really difficult. Now here, when I have the ikhtiyar, Allah Ta'ala has given one thing, the tajalli, the appearance of Allah in tashri'i way. Shar'a, tashri', it came from something like a tributary of a river. So when the river goes, there are tributaries of river, and they call it nahar. I don't know what you call canals, right? Kind of canals. They dig the canals from the river and they bring the water towards their ground where they can, cultivate things. Similarly, the Sharia is the river or the canal through which I can connect to myself to the bigger river. That is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or the mamba of the river. That is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this Sharia, this Islamic law, or the Islamic doctrine, what is it? Reading namaz, Hajj, zakat, all these things. Giving an example. There are so many of these. Give an example. This is the suggestion or the wajibat from Allah Ta'ala to me. He said, you are in this point. You can choose to stay here, don't follow my law and go back and fall back to the lower states, or you choose this, that okay, now I'm baligh, now I'm aqil, I'm gonna do the namaz, I'm gonna do the roza, I'm gonna go for hajj. I wanna make a connection to the divine being who created me. And as a Muslim, why did I mention these two things? As a Muslim, as a intelligent person, I need to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or a being who has created me, takweenan. And when I see the takween, that he started me from a clay and made me an intelligent being, when I follow the tashri', I'll go forward. I wouldn't fall backwards. So if anything is in my mind that anybody who becomes so religious, this sister is so religious, she's wearing hijab, now she is gonna marry only a Maulana. Kind of like outcasting them, right, from our regular people. It was such it's a joke, but it's good to just lower down the thinking process going on. I can hear the things are coming inside your, what you call that? The aqul are working here. Just to make it lighter, please recite salawat. I was talking to one of my brother and he said, he was defining a person. He said yeah, he's a really good person. He's not that religious, he's normal. It just came out of his mouth. I have, even if I'm not wearing this libas, I'm Maulana. So I didn't mean that. I said you didn't mean that. But this is how we are kind of programmed. We have programmed our things, our minds, that a division. Again, like I'm saying, talking about the labels. This brother is good, he follows Sharia, so he's religious. He probably end up in, he's gonna probably end up to Qum. All the religious people are gonna go to Qum. This brother is kind of normal. He's like, he's fun guy. He's not sober. He's not always like frowning when there's namaz time. He's like, hey, go, read namaz. No, he's not like this. So inshallah, he's gonna be normal. And he's not gonna leave us. He's gonna stay here. He's not gonna go to Qum, inshallah. Right? Please share salawat. Inshallah, this is time to change this mindset, right? We were talking about this from the beginning. It's time to change this mindset. And alhamdulillah, to some extent, and the boost of it was revolution, the Islamic revolution. This disconnect, this gap between religious and non-religious was a big gap probably in my childhood and times before that. When the Islamic revolution came, people realized, no, Baba, Islam doesn't mean that you just go, you become like kind of a, I'm sorry if I'm using this word, I don't know if I can use it, but kind of a freak. Islam doesn't make you a freak. Islam is important for everyone. So much so that we were doing all these ziyarat, all these amal, all this matamdari yesterday, thinking that there were one group who took this path of Sharia, and there was another group who didn't take the path of Sharia. Yesterday was a day to see these faces on their extreme level. My brothers and sisters, it's a kind of a horrifying fact, but it is a horrifying fact. If I fall down, I might tumble down really, 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 really low. Even Shaitan would say, oh my God, the things these people did in Ashura and after Ashura, and like brother was saying, the Ashura's main misery is starting from today. The things they did probably for a few months, probably for 1 year, there are different riwayat with Ahl Bayt alayhimus salam. Even Shaitan would say, oh man, I wouldn't think that I will be able to do these things. That's why this is really important, brothers and sisters. Taking the path of Sharia, taking the path to link yourself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is really, really important. I'm just gonna, because it's a kind of a summary, I'm gonna do this other phase. When you choose the Sharia, what phases you pass, I'm gonna do I'll summarize that, and inshallah then we'll go to the next discussion. Please recite a salawat. So when you choose this path, the first thing you have to do is to deny your nafse ammara and listen to your nafse lawwama. Ammara is the thing which is inclining you towards the bad. Ammara is the thing inside you, the ability you have, your nafs have, which make you incline towards the right path, or take you towards the right path. When I master that, knowing what my nafs ammara is asking me and what my nafs lawwama is asking me, I enter to another phase. And that is nafs mutafakkira wa aqila. Mutafakkira is to ponder, and in the state of constant pondering about things. Aqila is when I kind of master this pondering. Now I get some answers about the things I was thinking about. Just like this question, that why I was created. The question is valid, but the conclusion this brother is making is not valid. Why? Because he couldn't find the path. He couldn't find anyone who can satisfy him. So he's probably mutafakkir but not aqil at that time. When you get the answers, the right answers, and at that time the ilham and the wahi and the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes to you as well, both in apparent ways through Quran and ahadith and through intuition. We shouldn't downplay these things either, brothers and sisters. Even I make that kind of I don't know what you call it, but I was like this before going to Qum, that everything has to be understood on aqli level. No, Baba, no. You have a heart, you have a ruh, you have feelings. The feelings, the intuition, even the khwab, dreams, they're valid. Your dreams interpret kind of what kind of a life you are living. If I'm always thinking of I don't even know the name of the big cars now. Tesla is good? It's not that expensive, but it's good. Thinking of Tesla all the time, without exploding Teslas. I'm going to see Tesla in my dream. And so on and so forth. A prince of my dreams, a princess of my dream. Because what? All I watch from the childhood is Disney princesses and Disney princes. I'm going to go and find a really good hijabi. I wouldn't say the word. Should I say? Hijabi Barbie, right? Na'uzubillah.
I was hoping you would say that.
Please recite a salawat. On the other hand, the sisters are trying to be hijabi Barbie. Papa, how can you, again, Ali Bhai is gonna just take my leg that I'm coming on sisters. How can you have a hijabi fashion or makeup designer or something, whatever, I don't even know. A hijabi makeup artist, okay, for women it's fine. Women have to beautify, this is in their nature. But I'm coming to Muharram and I'm a hijabi makeup artist. Are you kidding me? That's a paradox. I'm a Maulana who is asking people not to go to Qum. It's like this. And not to become a religious person. That's like this. Please give me another example for the brothers. I need to do that. MashaAllah, the sabr here is really good. Please recite another salawat. Just to take care of those trembling hearts. Even the boys don't even have this capability of making a Facebook page or whatever. In my days, you will say, Maulana, how old are you? Facebook page? I don't know. TikTok and all these things came. I have no idea about these things. Instagram and whatever. In my old Stone Age, there was Facebook and email addresses. But what's going to happen in my society? Living in a paradox. We're living a paradox. We're living two lives. When we have two lives, we have shak. When we have shak, we cannot get to the nafs al-mutma'inna. There are two different places. Either to have a nafs al-mutma'in, a nafs in peace, or be in shak, be confused. Maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. So nafs al-mutma'inna is established on these things, and then we talked about nafs radiyya and mardiyya, which is the maqam of ridwan, where you enjoy the tests and turmoils in your life. You enjoy them. Just like a brother who tried to pump himself up in the gym, when he feels the pain and the burn, it's kind of this. Because you know whatever coming and life is throwing on your face is gonna be helping you out. You're gonna grow from that and you'll be bigger, stronger, closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, more capable of doing big things. One of the ulama said that, you said, I shouldn't say it here, but if ulama are saying, then we should say it here as well. It's not confined only to Iran. Don't think that you are small. Only one namaz I'm doing on time, that's the peak of my awesomeness in religion. Just to fast 30 days, oh yeah, that's the end of my religiosity. Don't sell ourselves for pennies and cents, right? The least qima, the least thing a man can get is paradise. What's paradise for us? The top level thing. According to Imam Ali, paradise is the least thing you can sell your nafs for. We are born for the maqam-e-ridwan. We are born where we are in the condition, I mentioned this, but to mention it again, it's not a problem. On Shab-e Ashur, to the maqam of those people, the companions of Imam, the arwah, the nufus, the mutma'inna, the way they were seeing this Karbala and this battle of Karbala, we get to that maqam. And it's not far away from us, brothers and sisters. Not by place, not by space, not by time. It is happening right in this time, after 1400 years of Karbala. People are living Karbala. They're living. They get inspired. Somebody, when I went to Qum, somebody had a question, and it was a good question. I was not able to answer it, but now maybe I might not be able to answer it, but I can see it like this. So the question was this, that how can you inspire the youth? You tell me, how can you inspire youth? If I see this youth beating his chest for like hours and hours yesterday on the day of Ashur, this youth is inspired. He is inspired by Imam Hussain, or she is inspired by Bibi Zainab Salamullah alayha. The only thing is this, we didn't help them to make this connection the right way. We didn't ask them to keep this connection even after Ashura. We didn't teach them. We didn't make a culture. Teaching is not enough. Making a culture, making your second nature to this, that, Baba, Imam Zaman is going to come, I'm going to drop everything right now, wouldn't even text my wife where I'm going. Don't get bad ideas from this. Text your wife when you're going somewhere else. But if Imam Zaman is going to call you, don't text your wife and go. She's connected to Imam Zaman, she would know that you are with Imam Zaman. Sometimes they said this, I think that was about Habib ibn Mazahir. He was buying hair color. Then Muslim ibn Asajah said that Imam Hussain is in Karbala. He didn't go back home. He went directly from there to Karbala. Why? Because Baba, if I love my wife, if I love my children, I take myself from them for Allah or give them away for Allah, Allah Ta'ala is going to reunite me. Where? Maybe in this world. If not in this world, in the world better than this. Not dunya, not adna, not things, the lower level of existence. In the bigger, better level of existence. My sisters, don't get scared that I will be married to our husbands in Jannah as well, right? There's a scary thought. Inshallah, it will be your choice there, inshallah. Please say salawat. But if the love is divine, Baba, divine love is not only with Allah. Divine love is not only with spiritual people. A brother is love to brother. A spouse is love to spouse. Father loves to his children. They are all divine. In Karbala, that's what we saw. It was hard to send Ali Akbar. But still, he was the first man to be killed among Bani Hashim. Because when the comparison of love came, Ali Akbar's love, Imam Hussein's love to Ali Akbar in this dunya is lesser than his divine love in the spiritual realm. Now you see, you think that it looks like it's kind of two contradicting ideas here. That I love him so much, I don't want to give him away. But yet I am giving him away, the first man. The first man I asked to go and fight with Yazidis was Ali Akbar. Why? Because when you compare these two loves, a divine, a spiritual man make a good decision because he's intelligent. We're talking about Imam. They paved the way of divine loves. That's how they paved the ways. So this is kind of a summary. I don't know how much summary you guys got. If anybody have any question, please, inshallah, I can write it down. I can probably put in a thing. Because, again, it doesn't mean that when we finish this discussion, it's finished. We kind of had to finish this discussion. And ulama say that this member is kind of sparking this thoughts in the uqul aliyah of the mustama'in. I can use the big words right now, right? Inshallah. You can ask the questions. I cannot translate these things. Slido. Slido is actually active till the end of this month though. Not year, sorry, this month. And mashallah, brother, I hope that he didn't put the bots there, but the questions were really good. And I know they were not bots. Again, see, we don't believe in each other. We don't have any trust to within each other. So the questions were good. I am at your service, like they said in Farsi. Dar khidmat hastim, inshallah. Ask, suggest, come into a discussion on the Slido. You can take my number as well. I will love that. Why? Because when I sit on the minbar, I'm not sitting as a teacher. I'm sitting as your brother who is discussing things. In our istila in Qawm in Hausa, they said that you don't learn by learning and going to class as much as you learn by discussing things. We call it mubahitha. I was not taking the name because the other things come in Bahasa Mubahisa of Urdu. No, that's not Urdu Bahasa Mubahisa. It's not jadal. It's not, debating. Mubahisa is a discussion, ilmi discussion. Having said this, brothers and sisters, just to link this, that when you become a spiritual being, then these things should be shown in your communities. First of all, in yourself, then in your family, and then in your communities. We have so many problems. We're probably doing a lot of things which we are not supposed to do. There are a lot of things we cannot change. I cannot change a community of, let's say, 5,000 people. I can change a family of 50 people, my own family. I'll try that. I cannot change these 50 people, okay? Can I change the 5 people of my initial family, my wife and children? I should do that. Even if I cannot change them, can I change myself? Baba, nobody is putting the gun on my head that, no, you have to start from 5,000 and then come to the last person to talk to and teach is yourself. No, it's the other way around. Again, there was a mughalata, there was a thing, and that's why the hawzas and the teachers are really important. My teacher says that even the book is a bahana to meet a teacher. Teacher is really important, brothers and sisters. Whatever you do, whatever book club you guys do, please have a teacher with you. Main thing is a teacher, a good person who can inspire you, and you can see that you are gaining some not only knowledge, but he's radiant and you're getting some light from him as well. So he said, when I went there, he said like, okay, why do you guys come here to Hausa? And then he answered. A lot of people think that, okay, you know what, Maulana, I'm coming from a community, we needed, the hijab was really bad, the brothers were doing these things, I have to learn and go back and do tabligh. Said, if you have this niyat, change your niyat right here and right now. The niyat should be that you came here to clean yourself, to teach yourself. When you do this, then you radiate light. Then you become radiant. Then you don't even have to say anything. Then you don't have to sit here for 11 days, use really difficult language, really difficult concepts to inspire people. Then you will just walk with people and they will follow you. It's not to increase your following, right? It's to guiding them. It's a kind of a universal message for all of us. If I'm not able to do anything for myself, and this is what happens, unfortunately, I was just discussing this with my brother, that the Amr bil Ma'ruf wa Nahy anil Munkar, whenever we get into this thing, what comes in my mind? Oh, what is this brother doing? What is this sister doing? His son is doing this. His daughter is doing that. Papa. Even, okay, and I'm not saying that this is when we think in this way, it is false and it is all accusatory and bad. We feel pain actually. But the way we try to register this pain is wrong. If I feel pain, Na'udhu billah, my real daughter, if she's doing something wrong, putting some weird posts on the Facebook, I should think the same way for the daughter of my neighbor even. Not even my brother, my neighbor. A community sister. I should feel the pain about this. Instead of saying that, see, she left hijab, and oh, mashallah, my daughter's hijab is so good, she is thinking of wearing a chador from Qum. Baba. What happened? The thing happened is this, that I just grabbed the spirituality and brought it to the dunyawi realm. Even the divine and spiritual things, the things which are holy are not holy anymore. Because I have kind of contaminated them with my nafs. Remember this thing that we said, that the nafs and the human being has the both qualities, that he can take the effect and give the effect, like water, right? The color can disperse in the water or diffuse in the water, and from water it can be infused as well. Remember this discussion of diffusion and infusion? The nafs of insan is like this too. He takes the effect of other people and he affects the other people. I'm posting this, I'm doing this, I'm my own person, I have nothing to do with that. No, you go to other people, you talk to them, you sit with them. When you talk to them, you influence them. Something is not clear in your mind, you just sit with 5 brothers, the doubt you had in your mind, which you didn't clarify with any other source, you're putting the same doubt in these 5 people. You might be intelligent, you might go and you might read books, you might get the idea and solve this problem in your mind, but these other 5 people are affected by you. Who's going to be responsible of that? It doesn't mean don't discuss, but maybe I think this is like this. I'm not coming up with any example right now. I'll probably give the example of ulama and maraji. Maybe na'uzubillah again. It's not recording, right? Well, it's recording. I don't know, it's a problem. Just to give you an example. This Fala Maraja is opposite to this Maraja. He is Iraqi, he is Irani. Something is going on. In Urdu they say, na teen mein na tera mein. You're not in a position of talking about maraja, not taking the name of this person. No, you are coming on the minbar and talking. The relationship became sour at that point. Are you kidding me? Who are you? Who are you to say these things? You yourself say that I'm not an alim, not even a student. I'm just a speaker. Again, I'm just giving the example. All these problems are within us, brothers and sisters. That's why Atullah Bajat said that we have shimr and we have umrasad within our nafs. We have to kill them. We have to kill them. Don't you want to kill Shimr and Ibn Asad come in front of you right now? No matter if you know how to fight, you want to kill them, right? Let's kill the Shimr of our nafs first. Please don't label this majlis as a akhlaqi majlis where Maulana said really good things. And then we came back home and Maulana doing the same, na'uzubillah, listening to Shimr of his own, and I am listening to my Shimr on my own. Please, we shouldn't, and again, we cannot these things. One of the point was this, that we cannot go to this path, spiritual path, without the divine help, without the tawassul, without going to this door, who stays hungry, who stay hungry for 3 days, but give their food to other people. For the physical and dunyawi circumstances, Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam didn't have a lot of food. But whatever food they had, they give it away for 3 days. They said that when the ayat came down, Rasulullah came to Bibi Fatma's house. The color of their skin, of their face was changed. Not Imam Ali, not Bibi Fatma, but Hasnain as well. It's just to sit here on a minbar and say wah wah and go back. My Aimma are ready to give whatever they have for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just imagine that they are the Malik of Salsabil, they are the Malik of Kauthar, they are Malik of the divinity. Allah Ta'ala has given His divinity and made them Malik of it. I go there and I say, Maula, I want to be a good person today. From today, I want to be a good person. Not a person only who is doing tahajjud, not a person only who is just kind of wearing this thing and that. Just a simple connection with Imam Hussain, that I want to be a good person. You tell me what will be the answer there. From those who are ready to give away everything for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if I don't see the changes, then probably I need to do it more. One more point which when I was making notes, it always come in my mind and I forgot to mention it from the minbar. This is the recommendation of ulama akhlaq, that don't expect like things are happening to you overnight. I did the dua tonight and tomorrow I'll be seeing the barzakhi faces of my brothers. No, that's not gonna happen. And it's good for you that it's not gonna happen to you and me. The path is long. The path is difficult. The shaitan is gonna change his tactics. His first tactic is not to let you come into this majlis. But you came over here, now his other tactic is this: when you go out, you wouldn't gain anything from this majlis. He keeps changing his tactics. He doesn't stop. If you don't believe me, see the shayateen and jinn and ins. Iblis is one shaitan. These people, the follower of shaitan, they're really cunning. They're really clever. So if they come to your mosques and help you and say, oh, I love Imam Hussain, don't get fooled by them. If he is a representative of shaitan, he can say the word Imam Hussain 5,000 times, he is still the representative of shaitan. Even if his name is Hussein, he is still Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein is because of his act, not because of his name. These names affect because when we do it with love, you know this kind of like, inshallah, link to the Masaib, that Ibn Ziyad al-Lain, when they said that he took the head of Imam Hussein and one drop of water came from his head and went to his leg. And he pierced his leg and it was a wound which was not cured ever. The same blood, when it mixes with the soil and you consume this soil, and this soil is known as Khaq Shifa for mu'mineen, the same blood is giving a really, really bad disease to munafiqeen and kuffar. This door is open for all of us, brothers and sisters. We have to take whatever we can. No questions asked, no limit is there. But I have to be the right person. I have to be asking for the right thing. If I'm not the right person, na'udhu billah, na'udhu billah. On the other side, if I don't follow Sharia, I fall from the Sharia, from the level to the level of animals and worse than them, then the blood of Imam Hussein is going to give me disease. But alhamdulillah, I just said this, and before everyone else, I am more responsible. Like brother was thanking me, but just pray for me that I won't be in the front of everyone if we are going to a wrong place. This is the place to do tawassul, to come to the house which is gone yesterday. Yesterday, everything apparently was gone from Ahlul Bayt. Even their name was apparently omitted from this world. But yet, me and you are sitting after 1400 years, remembering them, mourning them, and trying to make a connection with them. Sallallahu alayka ya ba'abdillah wa ala al-arwah allati hallat bifinaik. جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جاء له الله الآخر الأهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين على الخصوص علي بن الحسين زين العابدين. Brothers and sisters, you did your best to give the pursa to Bibi Fatima Zahra Salamullah Alaiha in last 10 days. And like I said, there's no entity in this world who can thank you but Bibi by herself. But after Asra Ashur, the pursa, the condolences for Bibi Fatima are not stopped, but they probably multiplied. You have heard a lot of masaib. I'll just do a few masaib here and then I'll take your leave. You have heard what happened when they killed Imam brutally. Just to connect our imagination and our link from the shahadat of Imam Hussein and the way Imam Hussein transferred the imamah to our fourth Imam, Imam Zainul Abidin. Rahbar Muazzam, when he writes this book in his speech, he says that he is the most Mazlum Imam. Why? Because we didn't understand what he did. What did he do after Karbala? We were just thinking that Na'uzubillah, he was just a weak person who was not able to fight. But can you imagine the strongest person would be able to bear what Imam Sajjad saw? You have heard that Imam Hussein came, and when he was talking to Imam Sajjad was not able to recognize him. I don't know what happened to Imam Hussein. I don't know how many wounds he had on his face or on his head. Imam didn't recognize Imam Hussein. And then he asked one by one that if Ali Akbar is there, if Abbas is there, and one by one Imam said, no. I'll just make this story short, O Sajjad, for you. In Bani Hashim, only me and you are left. He said Imam was sick so much that day that he fainted after that. But then he woke up again. And at this time, it was a lot of noise. So Imam woke up, he took and looked outside of his tent, and he saw that my father who was just talking to me, his head was on this spear. He says, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. But you have heard what happened to Sham Ghariba. People tried to kill Imam, burn Imam. Bibi Zainab, the Sharikatul Hussain, the defender of Imama, she saved Imam. But they said probably today or the 12th Muharram, when this Ashqiya were taking these people to Kufa, they put Imam on a camel, and then when they were trying to take them, they take them through the Maidan Karbala from Ganj Shahida, from where the body of Imam Hussein was. I wouldn't say the body, you have heard this, there was nothing remaining in the body of Imam Hussein. After being trampled by 10 horses, now imagine Imam Sajjad, when he saw the head of Imam Hussein on the spear, he wanted to see the body of Imam Hussein. They said when he saw that, he just fell down from the camel. They said the color of his skin, the color of his face was changing so much that Imam was about to die. The defender of Imama, Zainab, came and said, "O Sajjad, this is not the time to leave me. We have to go to Kufa. You have to hear my khutbah. You have to see what Yazid Mal'oon is gonna do to the head of Imam Hussein. I cannot bear to see all these things alone. I need help. I need my Imam." وَسَيَعْلَمُ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا أَيَّ مُنْقَلِبٍ يَنْقَلِبُونَ مَعْتَمِ Hussein.
ज़हरा तेरे गुलशन का हर फूल निराला है। ज़हरा तेरे गुलशन का हर फूल निराला है। ज़हरा तेरे गुलशन का हर फूल निराला है। सब मिलके पढ़े जी। तेरे गुलशन का हर फूल निराला है। हर फूल ने सर दे के इस्लाम को पाला है। ज़हरा तेरे गुलशन का हर फूल निराला है। ज़हरा तेरे गुलशन का हर फूल निराला है। अफ़सोस मुसलमानों आशूरे को मक़तल में। अफ़सोस मुसलमानों आशूरे को मक़तल में। कुरान के पारों को नेज़ों पे उछाला है। हर फूल ने सर दे के इस्लाम को पाला है। ज़हरा तेरे गुलशन का हर फूल निराला है। ज़हरा तेरे गुलशन का हर फूल निराला है। ऐ मौते कभी तूने ज़ैनब से नहीं पूछा। ऐ मौते कभी तूने زینب سے نہیں پوچھا 18 برس کیسے اس شیر کو پالا ہے. ہر پھول نے سر دے کے اسلام کو پالا ہے. زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے. زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے. ہر پھول نے سر دے کے اسلام کو پالا ہے. زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے. بس قبر ہی زہرا کی ڈوبی ہے اندھیروں میں. بس قبر ہی زہرا کی ڈوبی ہے اندھیروں میں. حالانکہ مدینے میں ہر سمت اجالا ہے. ہر پھول نے سر دے کے اسلام کو پالا ہے. زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے. زہرا تیرے گلشن کا پھول نرالا ہے. ہر پھول نے سر دے کے اسلام کو پالا ہے. زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے. سرکار محمد ہو اوسط ہو کہ آخر ہو. سرکار محمد ہو اوسط ہو کہ آخر ہو. زہرا کی چراغوں سے ہر سمت اجالا ہے. ہر پھول نے سر دے کے اسلام کو پالا ہے. زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے. زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے. ہر پھول نے سر دے کے اسلام کو پالا ہے. زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے. زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے. پر محمد وآل محمد صلوات.
بازار شام دربار عام زینب کی صدا آتی تھی. آغا جی آغا جی آغا جی آغا جی زینب بلا رہی ہے. زینب بلا رہی ہے. آواز تو سنا دو اے با وفا کہاں ہو. بھائی ذرا صدا دو اے با وفا کہاں ہو. بھائی ذرا صدا دو. زینب بلا رہی ہے. زینب بلا رہی ہے. آواز تو سنا دو اے با وفا کہاں ہو. بھائی ذرا صدا دو. آدھے کہ تیری بہنیں بازار میں کری ہے. آدھے کہ تیری بہنیں بازار میں کری ہے. مجھے ماہ شامیوں کا چادر کہیں سلا دو. زینب بلا رہی ہے. زینب بلا رہی ہے. آواز تو سنا دو اے با وفا کہاں ہو. بھائی ذرا صدا دو اے با وفا کہاں ہو. بھائی ذرا صدا دو. اہل حرم نے غازی کتنا تجھے پکارا. اہل حرم نے غازی کتنا تجھے پکارا، بے جان سکینہ چہرہ اس سے دکھا دو، زینب بلا رہی ہے، زینب بلا رہی ہے، آواز تو سنا دو، اے با وفا کہاں ہو بھائی ذرا صدا دو، اے با وفا کہاں ہو بھائی ذرا صدا دو۔ ان ظالموں نے مجھ کو سونے نہیں دیا ہے، ان ظالموں نے مجھ کو سونے نہیں دیا ہے، سایے میں تم علم کے کچھ دار کو سلا دو، زینب بلا رہی ہے، زینب بلا رہی ہے، آواز تو سنا دو، اے با وفا کہاں ہو بھائی ذرا صدا دو، اے با وفا کہاں ہو بھائی ذرا صدا دو۔ دربار جا رہے ہیں سجاد سارباں ہے، دربار جا رہے ہیں سجاد سارباں ہے، غازی مصیبتوں میں کچھ حوصلہ بڑھا دو، زینب بلا رہی ہے، زینب بلا رہی ہے، آواز تو سنا دو، اے با وفا کہاں ہو بھائی ذرا صدا دو، اے با وفا کہاں ہو بھائی ذرا صدا دو، میرے غازی میرے بھیا۔
متوجہ زیارت۔ السلام علیکہ یا رسول اللہ، السلام علیکہ حبیب اللہ، السلام علیکہ یا خیر خلق اللہ، السلام علیکہ علی ولی اللہ وسیع رسول اللہ، السلام علیکہ فاطمۃ زہرا سیدۃ نساء العالمین، السلام علیکہ خدیجۃ الکبریٰ ام المؤمنین، السلام علیکہ حسن مجتبیٰ سبط رسول اللہ، السلام علیکہ حسین شہید بکربلا، السلام علیکہ علی بن الحسین زین العابدین، السلام علیکہ محمد بن علی الباقر، السلام علیکہ جعفر بن محمد الصادق، السلام علیکہ موسیٰ بن جعفر الکاظم، السلام علیکہ علی بن موسیٰ اللہ، السلام علیکہ محمد بن علی التقی، السلام علیکہ علی بن محمد النقی، السلام علیکہ حسن بن علی العسکری، السلام علیکہ خلف القائم المہدی المنتظر، عجل اللہ تعالی فرجک وسہل اللہ تعالی مخرجک وظہورک وجعلنا من انصارک واعوانک جميعا ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ۔ اللہم
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم، اللہم کل ولیک الحجت ابن الحسن صلواتک علیہ وعلی آبائہ في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا معينا حتى تسكنه رزقك وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.